Check. Why can't you see anything? That's really weird, man. Check. All right. Sweet. What's up, you guys? No, it is not Thursday. This is an impromptu going live thing. What's up, guys? Thank you for stopping by. Connor Stork, Alexis, MN Comic Books, Brad Feddick, Chief Supreme, Matt Lane Fitness. What's up, guys? Just kind of hanging out. I decided about 2 minutes ago I was going to do an impromptu live. I got to ask you real quick, because I'm just testing shit out. Let me stop the music real quick. Can you hear the music? That's what I want to know. There should be like a beat playing in the background right now. Anyone? Prime out of Nexus in the chat, man. Patrick McCabe also coming through clutch. Jay Wolfie in here. You can hear the music? Cool. Yeah, so that's what I'm up to. I'm sitting here. Let's see where that's at. Working on some FL Studio beats. It looks like it's static for some reason though. Like, let's see. See, I was just kind of sitting around messing around with the studio, kind of checking out my my equipment and my setup, seeing if I could pump audio in through the computer through OBS and you guys actually hear it. Didn't hear Matt's music, but clearly we can hear yours. So yeah, I just now bought this really dope plugin for GarageBand, or excuse me, for FL Studio, and it's called the Transistor Bass. It's super dope. Let's see if I can just play it solo. Oh yeah. That little guy right there. Prime, I'll get you a wrench. I'll get you a wrench, my good man. My good sir. Or as we like to call you now, Jeremy, apparently. That's your new name. And I guess I'll go by Prime from now on. I'll take Glenn as well. I'm not picky. Just whatever you guys want to call me is fine. Thank you very much, Brad. $5 super chat. Good beat. I appreciate that, man. So I just added a little clock to it, or like a bell. Feels a little early. Yeah, it feels a little early. That's weird. But let's see. Oh, yeah. I will definitely be making Prime a mod here soon. A little clap in there. Hat. And then like a little melody that drops in. I would love to just start doing live streams of music. That's kind of what was on my mind. I've got just volumes and volumes of different songs that I've written over the past couple of years. Alexis in the chat, good way to start off the week. Jeremy, thanks for the live. You are very welcome. You are very welcome. I appreciate it. Yeah, I just wanted to talk to you guys. We had a football game last night that I wanted to discuss. I was thinking, should I talk about WandaVision today, because I am so thrilled about that show, and I do know that you guys are watching it over on Holden's channel, and I don't think me talking about it is going to prevent you from doing so. So if you guys do want to discuss WandaVision, let me know in the comment section. We will talk about it a little bit. Thank you very much, Brad. I appreciate that, man. Let's see. And, oh, sorry about that. Alex, how you doing, man? How are you doing? I talked to you a little bit after the Super Bowl, and it was a game. I'm not going to say it was a very exciting game. It was pretty much over at halftime. I think the Chiefs knew it, and I think everybody else knew it as well. Is Matt still here? I hope so. What's WandaVision? WandaVision. Well, maybe we can talk about it a little bit. I got some really great footage yesterday of Matt and Jenna and Holden and myself discussing it. Actually, I was kind of just asking questions, trying to get their input about it. And I would actually, I'm going to hold off on the question that I asked them just for engagement in the video when I publish it. But yeah, so I watched the football game last night, and me and Victoria, my wife, we're not huge avid sports fans, but the Super Bowl's an event, you know? So we try to make sure to check it out. I know, right, Prime? Absolutely. Absolutely. I have seen up through episode 5. Does that mean, is that what the last episode was, correct? Everybody that is in this chat right now, let me know if you have not seen up to the most recent episode. King of the Hills 34, I'm glad you asked. This is a live stream. No, it was just an impromptu. I wanted to hang out with you guys for a little bit, so I turned on the camera and started rolling. I'm actually in the midst of editing a video project that Holden and I shot a couple of days ago. Let's see. Did I like the halftime show? Oh, yes, absolutely. The Weeknd he's fantastic. He's one of my favorite pop musicians working. I think every one of his singles is amazing. I really like, what's the name of the new song? Dun, 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 dun. I mean, it's right up my alley. I love that kind of synth pop vibe. I thought the choreography was really good. I heard he put up like $7 million of his own money and didn't get paid to do it. I don't know exactly what statement he was trying to make, but I loved how many people were doing the choreography and the kind of marching thing. I heard some critiques of his performance, but I have to respectfully disagree with anybody that didn't think that he was great, because I thought his voice sounded excellent. I was a big fan of that. Everybody caught up. All right, excellent. But yeah, Tom Brady, still in freaking peak form. The man is, he's the GOAT. 100% undisputed, I think, at this point, which is pretty awesome. I have a feeling he'll be doing it when he's 45, but we'll see. It's crazy to think that people are talking about how old he is, and he's only like 4 years older than me. And I'm like, well, what does that make me then? You know? Nick Mayfield. What's up, buddy? Patrick McCabe, I think I said what's up, but welcome. Martial Arts Film Freak in the chat. My buddy Tristan, who was on the last podcast, got to hang out with me and Caleb and talk some movies, and actually we'll be doing it again. Not on my channel tomorrow, but he and I are going to be recording an episode of Real Debates for Momentum Media. We're going to be debating what the best comic book supervillain in a movie is. Who's the best movie comic book villain? So I've got my answer picked out. He's got his answer picked out, but I would love to hear what your answer is. Let's see. Oh, happy birthday, Nick. Awesome. Yeah, the guy that thinks Soul is meh. Like I said in the chat to Patrick the other day, like if you think Soul is meh, you don't have a soul, sir. Bring it, Father Mucker. Is my friend I think I told McLovin to like go fuck himself or something yesterday on Matt's live stream, thinking that was totally clever, but I forget that it plays different in different places. I know Matt doesn't give a shit, but I forget, like, you guys are so used to me talking shit on this channel that you probably didn't bat an eye on it if I say it over here. But considering that half of the people that were watching that stream yesterday probably don't know who the fuck I am, they were probably like, oh, wow, this guy's a real jerk. But I consider it a term of affection. If you know me, or if you've watched the channel even for any amount of time, I've said it often that I feel that it's people who you don't talk shit to are the people that you have the least of a connection with, that there's a level of familiarity, and at that point you're allowed to call each other pieces of shit. But maybe that's just my thoughts. Let's see here. That's not why we think you're a jerk. That's fair. I'm unhiding that. I appreciate that. That's good stuff. Killmonger is great. I think there's a lot of really good ones in there. All right, Nick, fuck off. Brad, you are a son of a bitch. 100%. You guys are the best. Holy crap. Yeah, that's awesome. You guys are great. So yeah, I was working on this video that Holden and I recorded a couple of days ago, maybe last week. I got this game called Drop Dead Dual Strike Edition, and it is a zombie shoot 'em up game, and I very much enjoy that. Hey, King of the Hills 34, go fuck yourself. Jeremy, you're a piece of shit on any channel. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, of course you can. I had to, like, everybody in here is a mod, apparently, which, except Prime's going to be right afterwards. I might as well just make everybody mods. We can all ban each other. I was going to say, I had a conversation with everybody very early on. Like, just let people say whatever they want. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I was short of, like, you can't be... You know, there's certain words that it's just accepted that you don't say, and it's not the 4-letter words. The 4-letter words I'll typically let slide. There's, I guess, country music is one that I guess is probably hits different people's ears differently. But it's the 6-letter words. Yeah. So 6-letter words, don't keep them in the vocabulary. They get banned immediately. Other than that, you guys pretty much say whatever you want. I don't really care. I have thicker skin at this point. For a while, I was like a raw nerve, and when people would criticize me or my work, I would get super butthurt or want to like lash out. But at this point, it's like you just gotta accept that you can't. Everybody's not for everybody, and I'm all right with that. You know, Godzilla is crap. See, now that is clearly an antagonistic post trying to get a rise out of me, and you've achieved it, sir. You're a scumbag. Godzilla is the best. Don't say I've. Good way to explain that. Yeah, for sure. You guys are the worst. No, I don't. By the way, that was a bit. I really don't give a shit. I think wanting Kong to win would be my default position. Like, if I didn't know Godzilla, I didn't know King Kong, and I just saw both of them together, I would say I wanted King Kong to win. I'm invested in Godzilla in a way that's probably slightly unhealthy. So it's just a bit, though. You guys, I respect the Kong decision. Do you guys like the Kong movies, though? I guess that's the follow-up question. Not do you like the character? Did you like the movies? Was it the Peter Jackson version? Was it the 1933 original? Was it the 1970 whatever version that had I'm not gonna be able to think of her name right now. Or was it the most recent version, the Kong Skull Island? Which personally, I thought Kong Skull Island was super cool. Love King Kong 2005 so much. Okay, that's the Peter Jackson one, which is also excellent, and Naomi Watts is very good in that movie. No, Prime, we are definitely going to play Drop Dead very, very soon. This is a blast, and so I was working on doing some editing via Adobe Premiere. This is where I do my video editing, and as you can see, let me move some stuff around real quick here. As you can see, I've created some, like...
Just make sure my shot's good for you still. I'm all over the place.
Some borders. Same. Like, I've got one video clip that's holding tight. Larger to know that I'm actually pointing at the thing. Right? And then if you look past that layer, let's see here. I've got the same equivalent for me. Look at this hair, by the way. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I got like the crazy rooster tail coming out the back. These are the things you don't notice until it's too late. You see that right there? It's a good look. Should have probably put that down before I started shooting. But not a big deal. What are you gonna do? So, what I do is I record the video via the Oculus headset, which apparently this time it captured the audio from Holden through my headset, on the video file. His did the same with my audio. So then I went in and I found a gunshot, and I was able to slate and sync the audio via that one little sound, and it actually helped. Alright. So after I recorded the video with the headset, I was simultaneously recording myself, my physical self, with the cell phone. It's got a better camera on it, obviously, than the webcam. I use my iPhone to shoot the video for a lot of this stuff lately, because my DSLR has like a 20-minute cutoff. However, my cell phone just lets me roll and roll and roll. So I did that. Holden recorded himself. We both did it in front of green screen, so we'd go in and key ourselves out afterwards. And then I went in to Photoshop, and I created these handy-dandy little PNGs. And as you can see, those little black boxes are actually transparent. So anything that I put behind them is going to show up. They're like little frames, right? So I went and got a bunch of graphics off the internet. I made me and Holden like little tombstone name identifiers there, put some blood splatter for killing zombies, and so I did that. And then I came in and I did one master where, that's this one right here, where I put myself and Holden in front of our footage, so everything's on the screen at one time. And that's what I'm primarily going to be using. But then if he reacts, or if I react and we have like a big emotive moment, something funny or scary happens, I will go to that tight shot. And it's like 45 minutes of footage, so I'm thinking, should I just release the whole thing to patrons so that you can just have the whole unedited thing, and then go in and cut it and try to get it down to about 10 or 15 minutes afterwards? Or should I release the whole thing? I don't know. I'm trying to work and figure out what to do. Let's see if I missed any. I mean, I know I missed a lot of stuff, but let's see here. Movie Madness, what's up, buddy? Just went and stopped by Movie Madness's channel a little bit earlier, and he's got some great content over there. You guys head over and check it out. I hope I wasn't super rude when I told that person that I wouldn't do the video chat after the podcast, but I don't want that to be like a thing that's on the table. It's a lot. I'm not always ready for that. So I was like, I can't start it now because then I won't be able to stop doing it later. So I just, hopefully he understood though, because that's not somebody I knew. I figure if you guys know me, you would have not taken it the wrong way, but no, it's not free. It's about $50 a month. But I get more than just Photoshop. I get more than just Premiere. I get Adobe Photoshop. I get Lightroom, Premiere, Illustrator, Character Animator. I mean, the entire creative suite, which is freaking super cool. I wish you could just own it outright. However, you can't, unfortunately. Release the whole thing to everyone who isn't a Patreon. Okay, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do one of each. I saw your score on Letterboxd for Fight Club. Jay Wolfie, what did I do it? What did I rate it? Connor Stork, how long did it take you to learn Premiere? I am still learning every day. I think there's a fairly steep learning curve. I started with iMovie, and it is incredibly user-friendly interface. I believe a well-trained monkey could do video editing on iMovie, which is great. It's a great place to start. I opened Premiere up the first time, and I was very overwhelmed. I felt like, oh man, this is way too sophisticated for me. I'd say within an hour worth of tutorials, watching YouTube videos, I was proficient enough to be able to edit for all intents and purposes, but there's still stuff that I learn every day. Literally last week, I think it was Wednesday, I opened up a 1 hour course on how to understand audio science, just because I like to learn. And I learned some pretty cool stuff about bit rates and about how samples and translations from the analog capture of a frequency converts to digital. Interesting stuff. I could barely wrap my head around it, but I could draw you a diagram and show you kind of how it works sometime. Martial arts film freak, I use Filmora. Do you think the transition to Premiere won't be so bad? Also, I use an Asus laptop, so hopefully my computer can take it. It uses a bunch of resources, Adobe does, and then also you're going to be synced up to Creative Cloud, which is great because you store a lot of your work externally. I don't know Filmora, so I'm not real sure what the one-to-one comparison would be. But you're a savvy dude. I think you'll be just fine. I literally think that you'll be able to pick it up, no problem. Nicodemus. I think when you said Nicodemus, it reminded me of the Secret of Nim, that movie with the mice in it. It's like a animated movie from the 80s. It's super good. Wow, that's a whole tangent I'm not going to get on right now. Blah, blah, blah. Just get us our damn content. Yeah. All right, what's going on? $50 a month is pretty pricey, says Movie Madness. It is, and that's a huge reason why I'm so grateful to my Patreon supporters, because I have enough Patreon supporters to cover the expense of SoundCloud and Adobe, so it's great. I'm not making money, but I'm not spending money to make content, so that's a good start, and I love you guys, and I really appreciate those of you who are Patreon supporters. I'm not sure who all's in here right now, but you guys are the best. Let's see. I gave Fight Club a 3.5 stars. Yeah. I think that's fair. 3.5 stars, maybe 4 stars. It's weird, man. When you really start to think about it, like when you really pull on the threads, the fabrics start to unravel just a little bit. It's a hard one to wrap my head around. I mean, I get it. It's just, I don't know. It's a big leap. I really like David Fincher, and there's a lot of his films that I appreciate more than Fight Club. Maybe it's the hipster in me that's like, just people are so diehard about Fight Club, but it's a good movie. It's a very good film. Brad, good luck on your test, my friend. Or good luck on your homework. Kylo, you asked if I prefer the original Godzilla film or the original Kong film. Easily, I prefer the original Godzilla film. And I'm not talking about the 1956 American release of Godzilla King of the Monsters, although that is a very good film. I'm talking about Gojira, the 1954 original Japanese release. I feel like there's more subtext to it. I feel like it's a slightly scarier movie, and I don't know. I like the fact that they took such a profound tragedy and turned it into such a powerful cultural symbol. I think Godzilla is got so much more significance than just being a cool movie monster. He's almost a physical manifestation of the trauma that was felt due to the United States dropping a couple of nuclear bombs on Japan. So I just think there's a lot of very powerful metaphor within Godzilla. And then it gets really silly, and Godzuki, and you get to meet his little kid, and it like totally moves away from all that in favor of some super cheesy shit, but I like those as well. So pretty much a fan of just Godzilla in general. Just the idea, I want to be one of the kaiju so I can just like destroy those little miniature cities, you know? I want to talk about WandaVision with you guys. Let's see. First time watcher. Love all your opinions on My Friend Watches. Have you seen Game of Thrones? What are your opinions on the last 2 seasons? All right, we'll talk about this first, and then I'll get into WandaVision for a minute. Kong isn't a monster. That's actually a fair point. Okay, Justin, welcome, man. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for the kind words. Yes, I've seen Game of Thrones. But the true fans have let me know that I'm a fucking idiot, and that's fine too. I can't know everything about everything, you know? I feel like I just lagged out for a second. That was totally the computer and not my brain lagging out there. So, Game of Thrones, Season 7 and Season 8, both just fantastic television by any standard, but so subpar for the quality that we'd come to expect from this series based on the source material of George R. R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire. Like, if Game of Thrones Season 7 and 8 were the first times we'd ever seen that show, our heads would explode. There's not a chance that people wouldn't like it. The thing is there was so much foreshadowing, so much planting seeds in our heads about, Azor Ahai, the prince that was promised, about Aegon Targaryen and the lineage, and there's just Lightbringer. There was so many legends from A Song of Ice and Fire that they touched on. Even the whole situation with the White Walkers, I'm trying to be cryptic so that I don't completely spoil it for those who don't know, but the resolution with the White Walkers seemed incredibly anticlimactic. It seemed super easy, barely an inconvenience. It was too easy. A lot of people didn't like the heel turn of Dany. I think they set that up very nicely throughout the series. It felt rushed. It felt like they were just trying to get on to the next thing. And, similar to the fans did with Star Wars, the Game of Thrones fans completely turned on the showrunners. And I think George R.R. Martin bears a little bit of the blame in this, because at the time that they started the series, he was supposed to have had the books finished by the time they got to that point. But yeah, once they ran out of source material, the quality of the show just started to dip. And I like season 7. I like season 7 quite a bit. There are so many fan moments, so many payoffs for things that we've been waiting for, so many reunions and first-time meetings of characters, primary characters. So it was exciting to see those people together on screen for the first time. So while there are definitely things that I don't like about season 7 and 8, in particular season 8, it's my favorite show of all time. It's Game of Thrones, then Breaking Bad, then everything else, but Game of Thrones, just the lore, the world building around it, it's amazing. It's amazing. But a world like that is almost like it's better to live in than it is to see it end. And I feel like that's the problem with such vast and intricate storylines, is there's no way to give a fulfilling send-off to all of those beloved characters. But man, they dropped the ball with Jaime. Oh my God, that was the most upset that I was about anything, is the way they did Jaime dirty at the end of the series. Dude, I fucking love Jaime. By season 4, I'm like, he's the best character in the series. I love this redemption, and then, anyways. What's up, Tyler? How you doing, man? Yes, Movie Madness, I have watched much of The Walking Dead. I haven't finished it. I'm not caught up. I watched a little bit of The World Beyond, as well as a little bit of Fear the Walking Dead, and they're consistently good. I actually went and visited a town called Sonoya, Georgia, which is where they filmed all of the Woodbury scenes in season 3. They have a little museum there. Got to see Daryl's motorcycle, and Andrea lives in that town, the woman that played Andrea. Cool shit. I like it, but it's similar to Game of Thrones. They get you invested in characters, and I got really mad when Glenn died and then came back just to get killed again. That shit was very, very frustrating to me. Chief, yeah, I get the brand thing as well. Jay Wolfie, The Last Jedi does not suck. I disagree. All right, so WandaVision. This is a series, a little bit of kind of leading up to this. I love the Marvel Cinematic Universe. My wife and I have been together for, I don't want to speak out of turn, 16 years. We saw Iron Man together when it was released in the theaters, and ever since then, we've seen every MCU movie in the theaters. Opening night, 99% of them were on that Thursday 7 p.m. showing, and I always love it, and I am also always waiting for the other shoe to drop, right? I'm like, it's been great. They've never done me wrong. Marvel is consistently puts out great shit, but eventually they're going to have to fail, right? It's just the law of averages. Eventually they're going to have to do something terrible. Apparently it was the Inhumans. I didn't see that, luckily. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. certainly isn't great, but when WandaVision came out, I'm like, I don't know, man. I've got a little bit of apprehension about everything as I go into it because I'm not the kind of person that believes that because you love it that you can't address its flaws or you can't criticize it in any way. I definitely, like I just now did about Game of Thrones or Godzilla. Like, I love these things, but I would be a fool to just stick my head in the sand and pretend like there aren't things about it that I don't like or that I don't agree with. So when WandaVision came out, I'm like, okay, Disney does not care about saturating the market. We've got Mandalorian and all the Star Wars stuff. They're running all that into the ground. I was weirded out that they made Far From Home the end of the Infinity Saga. It seemed like a weird choice because Endgame was very clearly the end of the Infinity Saga. But then they came along and they made the Spider-Man movie very essential to the MCU. I didn't know that they would do that with the television series. I was like, because it's a different medium, is this going to kind of exist in a vacuum away from everything else and kind of be self-contained? Nah, man. After this last episode, it is insane how much impact this is going to have on everything. This is a game changer in a way that we've never seen before. It was a big deal when Peter Parker showed up in Civil War. It really was. That was awesome. Peter Parker, Spider-Man, is my favorite superhero. I say that with the notation that Batman's my favorite comic book character. Spider-Man's my favorite superhero. I love that character. I've always loved that character. So it was very, very awesome to see him in Civil War. Love the way they did him. Hey, what's up, Abbas? How you doing, man? Flatch Films, welcome. Lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, okay, so, it was cool to see Spider-Man show up. That was awesome. But now we're, like, bridging these two vast universes. And it's crazy. I mean, that's the thing that everybody's talking about is, holy crap, are they bringing in the X-Men already? Back to my apprehensive brain. So I'm of two schools of thought about this. It was incredibly exciting to see Evan Peters show up as Pietro at the end of episode 5. That was awesome. Love that character in X-Men Days of Future Past. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, so we're doing this. We're going all in already. And that is a lot for me because, and I've talked about this a great deal, so I'm not going to go super into it. You guys will hear me discuss it in more detail at another time. But the X-Men have always been treated as a surrogate or like a analog for oppressed minorities, in particular the civil rights movement, as well as gay rights, right? Mutants are metaphorically people that have been oppressed by society. They're the people that have kind of been pushed to the margins. And I really like that. I think that's a lot of what makes X-Men so potent is that thematic element to them. A lot of people compare Charles to Martin Luther King. A lot of people compare Erik to Magneto. And that's a pretty accurate portrayal, or a pretty accurate representation of their conflicted ideologies. They both have the same goal, just different means to the end, right? The Avengers, they've had conflicts with society. There was the Sokovia Accords and all of that. But my big thing is like, I think Flash or Dash says it in The Incredibles. If everybody's special, then no one is special. And I love Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I will never get that movie where Spider-Man is, protecting his neighborhood. We're past that. He's already been to space, There's always going to be a paternal mentor character, whether it be Tony or what's his name? Happy, or now Doctor Strange. He needs a daddy, apparently, which is not my favorite thing. I want to see Peter Parker taking care of his neighborhood. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. That would be dope. Not going to get that. And I'm just like, the Avengers is such a huge team, and then all of the stuff going on in the MCU, we got the Guardians of the Galaxy, there's all these things, and they're making it work. But then you bring in this X-Men universe that has several of my favorite characters in it. Like, I love the X-Men comic books. I didn't collect Avengers. I collected X-Men. Way prefer the MCU to the X-Men movies. I thought Fox didn't understand the characters, at least the way that I perceive the characters, but they did understand the allegory. They did use the metaphor effectively at different times. But I've got this just like this feeling that how do you maintain and pay respect to these two massive rosters of characters, these two massive teams, and then in a world where Hulk is seen as a hero, kids are actually wanting his autograph, you know? He's a icon. In that world where a green guy who doesn't turn into Bruce Banner anymore, at least last we saw him, he's just permanently the Hulk. How do we look at him and say, oh, he's cool, he's just a superhero, he's an Avenger, but then we look at somebody like Rogue, or I'm trying to think of human-looking characters, Erik without the Magneto getup, Charles. Why would you look at them and say, freak, leper, monster, when there are Drax or Groot or Rocket Raccoon? Rocket actually did get a little bit of that, treated like a freak, treated like an outsider, which is kind of ironic because everything in Guardians of the Galaxy is so fucking wonky looking. But yes, they played a little bit with the idea of oppression with this raccoon character, Rabbit, Sweet Rabbit. So that's kind of my concern about it, is like, how do you do all of this justice? How do you keep the themes intact in the X-Men universe? Maybe they just totally sidestep all of that. It's hard to say, but that's definitely something that I have thought about. Let's see if we got some thoughts in here on it. See if I got super chats. Oh, that's a bunch of stuff to go through. Westworld is great too. There's a lot of stuff, sorry. What did I spoil for you, Wolfie? Oh, okay, you saw it. I tried to be vague about whatever I was talking about. Oh, yeah, WandaVision, that would suck. That's one that it would be a shame to get spoiled for you. Okay, I see, Justin, you brought up Mephisto is puppeteering his corpse in regards to Vision, and I'm actually very curious about who is puppeteering all of this. I do believe that there's somebody else pulling the strings. There's been a lot of discussion about Mephisto, the devil, Mephisto, the Grim Reaper, or potentially Mojo. Mojo would be a great character to work in, considering we just now got introduced to the X-Men and there's all the TV stuff going on. That very much speaks to Mojo as a character. And at this point, all bets are off, dude. I wouldn't be surprised if Stephen Strange makes an appearance at the end of this, because I believe that Wanda Maximoff is going full Dark Phoenix, for lack of a better word. Obviously, she's not Dark Phoenix, but I think they're going to do this saga where she gets infinitely powerful, becomes completely dangerous, and that they're going to have to do something to stop her. And I like that a lot. That's my fan fiction, is that Wanda is the big bad of Phase 4 of the MCU. I don't know that Marvel's got the balls to do it. You know what I mean? I don't know if they got the balls to do it. They're not very committal when it comes to finality. Matt Lane will attest to that. They are not the most committed to killing off characters or letting characters stay gone. None of that kind of stuff. I don't know about the Mephisto thing. I don't feel like that's the direction that we're going. I would not be surprised to find out that Agnes plays a much greater role than what we are being let on right now. I think there was a lot of great foreshadowing in the last couple of episodes that would make it to where if it's all Wanda controlling all of this, they've hit it on the head like 3 times now, but I think that's misdirect put within the script. What's her name? Monica says it's all Wanda. The director, whatever his name is, like the FBI or the military sword guy, I don't remember what his name is, he has said, Wanda Maximoff is the primary antagonist or the primary perpetrator. So it's like, if that's what it is, we don't need to be told that. If it's not what it is, it's a great way to make us think that that's what it is so that they can be like sleight of hand over here, So I think Agnes is actually the main antagonist and that she's trying to get something from Wanda. She was very curious about her ability to bring things back from the dead. She's always around the kids when the kids need guidance, or help. It's just kind of convenient. And then the dog dying, it was almost like she was testing to see what Wanda was capable of. Man, what a dope ass scene when Wanda sees the drone and breaks through the force field. That is the dopest scene so far, in my mind, of WandaVision. Paul Bettany gets to do some fantastic acting this time, too. It's so cool to see this synthezoid android character just straight up have such an emotional response. Like, he gets upset, and that's the first time we've ever seen that before. So it was really cool to see him kind of grow as a person. King of the Hills 34 coming through with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you very much, dude. And he says Elizabeth Olsen has been acting her heart out in the 5 episodes so far. Some of the best in the MCU. Also, here's $5, less 30%. Thank you very much, man. I couldn't agree more. I think she's great. I think she's really good in Ingrid Goes West as well. She's not a hack, you know what I mean? Like, she's actually very talented. She was good in the Old Boy reboot, despite the fact that it was not very good. Her and Josh Brolin are in there. Thanos and Wanda doing the hanky-panky. But I like Elizabeth Olsen very much. I think that John Stamos approached her about bringing her back as Michelle Tanner for the Fuller House reboot, which, surprise, surprise, she was not interested in, because that would be weird. But was it a Full House nod, the whole twins thing? I mean, it would have been twins regardless, but it's kind of interesting coincidence, that she has twins and her sisters are twins and it's in that same era. But yeah, I really like it. And a lot of people I've seen on the internet are saying that, like, Darcy, the character Darcy, portrayed by Kat Dennings, has really redeemed herself this time around. And I'm like, I never got the Darcy hate. I've always liked that character. I think she's likable. So I don't mind seeing her back, and I think her interaction with Jimmy Woo is very enjoyable. It's so meta to see them watching the television show that we've previously watched and to see the way they react to it. It's funny because reaction videos and shit are so big now, so to see that being worked into media in a different way is interesting. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on, man. But yeah, I was kind of curious, like, and I asked the crew this the other day. You'll have to come back to hear their takes on it. But at what point does Wanda become irredeemable, right? She's held 3,000 people against their will, captive, essentially. We don't know what she's done with their kids. I have an idea that she probably just, like, pushed them off to some relatives other than the people that are in Westview. She's kidnapped 3,000 people, kids excluded. She's got them under mind control. They have no free will. They're basically her slaves, for lack of a better word. And yes, we know she's had trauma. That's definitely valid. She's definitely been, damaged psychologically. Not only did she do that, though, she also stole Vision's corpse, which is fucking gross and weird, completely against his will, though. He did not want to be brought back. He specifically said he did not want to be brought back, and she did it anyway. So she's went past even she loves Vision. She very much loves Vision, but she has disregarded his specific wishes in favor of entertaining her own psychosis, I guess, for lack of a better word. She hasn't outright killed anyone, though, yet. So I'm wondering, can she still be redeemed? Can she still go back and join the Avengers next year and everybody be cool with it? Or has she already crossed over the point of no return? Or where is that point of no return? Because fucking Loki's got his own show now. And let's be honest, he probably killed 100,000 people in the Avengers. I mean, if you just think about it, it was 10,000 people. It was a lot of people. A lot of people are dead because of Loki. And yet we love him just the same, I would definitely be curious about your guys' takes on that. Hashtag cancel Wanda. Oh, you know what? I haven't seen the trailer for the new Marvel show yet. Captain Falcon and the Winter America. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I have not seen the trailer for that. I heard it just came out yesterday, so I would definitely like to check that out. I would actually like to do it right now, but then I'll get demonetized. I can understand her grief as well, Justin. I absolutely can. I just, and this is where it gets, into the philosophical or the moral implications of it is hurt people clearly hurt people, but all 3,000 of those people are going to experience their own trauma because of this. So I will understand if they are all fucked up afterwards. They just don't have the telekinetic ability to create a false reality around them, I guess. And, but there's Jenna actually brought up a really interesting point about that. And I'm going to let her say it in the video when it comes out. But I think she had an interesting counter, or not even a counter, but just a perspective that I thought was interesting and very poignant. So you guys look forward to that. It's going to be coming out this weekend. I kind of went in the direction of what I did the last BTS Extra Thoughts video. I'm combining both. I'm only doing one video this week, and the BTS is going to essentially be us sitting around theorizing about the future of the MCU because, as I say, it's so cool that me, Matt, Jenna, Holden, Pastor, Prime, like we're all experiencing this at the first time together. Jen's having to sit this out because she hasn't seen the MCU yet, but we're all on the same page for the first time ever. It's always been us kind of coming from this position of knowing and having all this, hidden knowledge that they didn't have access to, that they weren't in on. And now they've caught up and we're all on the level playing field, so we can all kind of theorize and share our thoughts together, which is super dope. And we had a great conversation about it. I kind of fizzled out there at the end. Started strong, kind of tapered off at the end. Story of my life. Let's see. Something going on over there. Let's see. I'm going to check the chat for a second. So excited that there's only a week break between the end of WandaVision and the start of Falcon Winter Soldier. I did not realize that. That's super cool, though. I am definitely looking forward to that. I feel like it's going to be a more, traditional MCU, probably very much in the vein of Winter Soldier, which is one of my favorite MCU movies, so I'm completely good with that. I'm actually very excited for it. I also have a very deep curiousness about what Loki is going to end up looking like, because Loki's dope, and it looks like they're doing some weird stuff with him, universe hopping and all that stuff, but so now the Sony Spider-Man universe is in the MCU, as well as the X-Men are in the MCU. So we've got Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, which is following WandaVision. And then right after that, we've got Spider-Man 3, in which there are lots of rumors of returning cast members, some of them playing alternate versions of themselves, similar to what Evan Peters is doing. So I'm wondering, is this what just happened? Is that what allows the things in Spider-Man 3 to happen? I mean, it seems like that, right? So now we got all this Spider-Man shit going on. X-Men. When are the Fantastic Four going to show up? I feel like next episode of WandaVision, the fucking Fantastic Four are going to be in there. I don't know, man. I don't know how you make Mr. Fantastic's powers look cool. I guess they did it with Elastigirl in The Incredibles. What a goofy ass. I did not realize that. That's interesting. Do. So what else, guys? I mentioned that I was going to talk about the Super Bowl for a moment, and I did that. And I mentioned I was going to talk a little bit about editing, and I did that. I mentioned I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about WandaVision, and I did that. But I feel like there's a big part of WandaVision that I'm missing out on. Like there's this big thing that we need to discuss. Yeah, I am having a little bit of lag on my side as well. I did notice that. I apologize. It might simply be because I have too much shit running. Let me try to start shutting some stuff down. See if that helps. Yes. I do not look like I'm showing up at all anymore. That ain't good. Hold up, guys. Sorry. See if that works. I'm completely disappeared, right? Like, you guys can't see me at all. That sucks. It's literally never happened to me before. Mind turning to your side? You can see me. Interesting. I can't see me. That's alright, though. I don't need to see me. I see plenty of me. Let me see if I refresh this. Hopefully nothing bad happens. Eh? Alright. I think I'm back in there on my side. Green screen in the back. Cool. Literally, it looked like it had completely gone black on my side, so I'm glad that did not happen. Typically, I get pretty good internet connection. We pay good money for it, and I must be in a kind of sweet spot because I know that Matt has had issues with it in the past. However, fortunately, I don't too often. There are little times where it lags, but you can see the Mecha Godzilla in the back. Here you go. Love this guy. My older brother actually found him at a yard sale, and my older brother sells all sorts of memorabilia on eBay, and he found this and sent a picture to me, and I was like, dude, I will buy that. Just give it to me. Let me know how much. And he gave it to me for Christmas. So I was like, hell yeah, dude. Super cool. Yeah, I changed the camera angle because I'm super stoked. I came home yesterday from Matt and Jenna's, and my wife had set up the studio in here super well. She came through and rearranged furniture. It is a Jaws head. Yep, I'll give you guys the tour real quick. So, got that Godzilla game that Pastor gave me back over there with my two guitars. I gotta put that David Bowie up. Little Yoda, Pennywise that Matt and Jenna got me. Little Xenomorph right in front of it. Patrick Stewart got me that awesome The Crow Reflections. It's not just Erik. Because it's got the crow in it as well. And there's even the little mask that he saw on the mirror where he decided to get the face paint from. Godzilla vs. Kong got delayed again. Aw, son of a bitch. King of the Hills 34, thoughts on the twins growing up faster, or is that Saturday? I can speak to it real quick. I'm not real sure, man. I don't think any of us know what the hell's going on with that. But in my mind at first, I thought for some reason that it was going to end up being both versions of Pietro. I thought that Quicksilver was going to be showing up in two different versions because of the kid's hair, but that's not really how it worked, I don't think, unless they're doing some wonky shit with time as well. I always want to eat these Pez, but I haven't yet. From everybody's favorite Marvel movie, or Star Wars movies, the sequel trilogy. Bum 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 wow, wow. I thought this was super cute. My wife didn't know how to slate a clapboard, so she wrote Scene B, Take 99, which is probably accurate. Roll on. I like that. Sound on. All right, cool. So she thought that it would be good to let me know that the roll and the sound were on. Typically, those are letters and numbers, but it's fine. And what else? Got my little interface right here that's broken. Piece of shit. I wish I could get it to work. All it is that freaking jack right there. The whole thing is working, but I took it apart and tried to fix that. I'm no engineer. I don't have a soldering iron or anything, but I didn't think I would need one. And I got monitor here. Oh, that's like some Inception shit, isn't it? And then monitor here. So I got my dual monitors. Got a webcam set up there. That's the camera A. And then camera B. That's what I'm on right now. And yeah, so this is what I'm working with. This is where I sit and do all of my stuff. My day job, I sit here at this microphone and I record grocery store ads. I write and record grocery store ads. I'm like, hey guys, if you like lettuce, then let us give you a deal on produce. Stop by the produce department today and save some green on green leaf lettuce. $1.99 a head. Oh, yeah. Love lettuce? There's savings ahead. Get a 99-cent head of lettuce. It's fucking soul crushing, but, you know, pays the bills. And get to hang out with you guys. So as we were watching the movie Soul the other day, it's kind of like that conversation about the difference between the spark and the purpose. I found it so interesting. I feel like I got something so different out of that movie than the others did. Holden's got a video about that coming out, which I'm very excited to see. It's like a Christian defense of the movie, and I think those videos that he does are super good. So I'm excited about checking that out when it does get released. Dun 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 dun. Kang the Conqueror is the next Thanos. He will be hinted at in Loki. I don't know Kang the Conqueror, but I know that dude Jonathan Majors from Lovecraft Country, which we did an entire breakdown series for, got cast as Kang the Conqueror. Chief Supreme, just to let you know, I talked to Kevin a couple days ago, and we were trying to figure out what show that we should deconstruct next time. Thematically between Lovecraft Country and Watchmen, I think there's certain social elements that we like to discuss in particular. That said, I would love to do a breakdown for any series, and I love talking to Kevin, so hopefully I can get him back on for something upcoming. Maybe Falcon and Winter Soldier will do a episode to episode breakdown, but I'll just have to talk to him, see what he's up to as far as all that goes. But I really do like collaborating with him and talking stuff with him. So Kang the Conqueror is a great villain, rivals Thanos in the comics. I want to see y'all watch Avengement for the first time. I like the title. The only thing sinking faster than our ship is our prices. Buy some iceberg lettuce today. You're fucking hired, Featured Films. You are hired. Actually, you're not hired, but I'm stealing that. I'm going to actually be putting that in an ad tomorrow. So if you're at an IGA grocery store anytime in the next weeks and you hear that, don't sue me. I'm just kidding. That's the kind of dumb shit, though, that I do, like stupid wordplay. Love the taste of baked potatoes? Well, then keep your eyes peeled for this offer. Corny, ear. Love corn? Well, then listen up, because we've got ears 3 for $1. So whatever. That's the kind of shit that it is. Oh, that's really cool, Connor. You literally watched Soul the day before Holden uploaded it. Loved it. Got a 10 out of 10 from me. Wasn't expecting to be that good. Now it's one of my favorites of 2020. Now it's my favorite movie of 2020. It is very good. Pixar, man, Disney in general, you think about it, they've cracked the code for making entertainment that everybody fucking loves. Like, animated Disney, every single one of them's great. They're all really, really similar. Like, somebody's parent is dying. I mean, the main character, one of their parents is dying. It might be their dad, it might be their mom. Somebody's fucking dying. The villain always has, like, something that I don't know, I can't break down that analogy, but, They're all very similar. All the Pixar movies, you know, they tweak the format a little bit, but they're all brilliant, you know? So I think that there's this a formula to what universal storytelling is, that what audiences want, and they've figured it out. Unfortunately, that does not carry over to Star Wars for some reason. I don't know exactly what that reason is. Everybody loves Disney animated. They love Pixar. They love Marvel. They mostly love Star Wars, but it's also very divisive at times. And then live action Disney movies also vary wildly in quality. So it's interesting though. They need to figure out how to make that work for everyone. Chris M., I saw your comment. You said that it fell short for you, and I get it. I'm a very big music fan. I mean, you can tell by the musical instruments and stuff around. I love the kind of jazz that was featured in Soul, although I could play you some jazz that I think is completely trash as well. Like, there's some very abstract jazz that just sounds like fucking racket to me, you know what I mean? And then Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, their scores together are phenomenal. I kind of liked how the, not the afterlife, but the, like, astral plane, I don't remember what it's called right now, but how it almost felt like VR, which I thought was very cool and timely. The whole movie's like this weird mix of analog and digital, of like tangible physical and abstract metaphysical. It's like two worlds, and literally in the film it's two different worlds, but I like the contrast between those two things. So DreamWorks is fire. They are, absolutely. I think they've done a lot of very good ones. Avengement is on Netflix. Martial arts with a hard British bare knuckle style. Oh, that actually sounds really good, Martial Arts Film Freak. Now I'm getting a little bit of Snatch vibes from it, but that's probably just because that's the only one that I can think of. A Spider-Man movie by Pixar, yes or no? Yeah, hell yeah. Into the Spider-Verse was great, no complaints. Not that there's not enough Spider-Man movies already. However, all things being equal, especially if there hadn't already been Into the Spider-Verse, that's a great, perfect fit, perfect marriage of studio and material. I think they would have done an excellent job. Timmy watched the 1933 Kong for the first time today, and it was insane to see how they did the special effects. Like, people say it's dated, but when you think of it, when it was made, it was super impressive. Shit, now I'm not going to be able to think of the guy's name. But yeah, he's the whiz. He's the start of so much of special effects. It all really started with King Kong, and it is. I echo what you're saying fully. Dick, not you. Dick, it's not Rick Baker. That's much later on. He was the biggest influence for Harryhausen, Ray Harryhausen, who went on to do everything from Jason and the Argonauts to Clash of the Titans. His techniques revolutionized film in a way that its impact can't be overstated. So that's cool. I actually really enjoy the 1933 King Kong. And when Ishiro Honda and the filmmakers at Toho wanted to make Godzilla originally, they looked to King Kong, and they also looked to the Beast from 20,000 Fathoms. Beast from 20... Maybe it's 20 fathoms. I don't really know my those increments of measurement. Anyways... They realized that it would be too expensive and too time-consuming, so they were like, how can we do this? Oh, I got it. We can make a big giant rubber suit and put a guy in there. And I love it. Necessity is the mother of invention. Is that the expression? But it's really cool to see what people do in a pinch. Steven Spielberg's Jaws is another prime example of that. You know, he didn't have a lot of resources. The shark kept fucking up. Lo and behold, they developed that really awesome underwater tracking shot as a way to, notate the shark's presence without being able to show him because the shark was fucking up. And thank God, the movie's so much better for it, because when Jaws shows up, it ain't great. It ain't great. The movie's great. He looks like ass. Accident Man. Guy Ritchie flavor in a martial arts movie. Random question for you. Why is the face replacement so much better on Marvel movies? Take, for example, Michael Douglas and Ant-Man. versus Tarkin or Luke Skywalker in recent films? That's a really good question, man. I mean, Tarkin was, we can say it was a couple years ago. What about Jeff Bridges on fucking Tron Legacy? Oh my God, that's terrifying looking. Still impressive. Still quite impressive to me. But yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Tarkin was very rubbery looking, and Luke, that was unsettling if you ask me, but still good job. I mean, it captured his essence, but that Uncanny Valley thing is just, it's a little hard to overcome that obstacle. Martial Arts Film Freak said, the less you see, the more you believe. The same cannot be said for fight scenes. Paul Fukin Greengrass. Love it. I know what you mean. I agree. I think that applies to horror movies in general. As what we create in our mind is often way more compelling, way more frightening than anything we could actually see on film. But I went over an hour. I just wanted to hang out with you guys for a little bit. So I do really appreciate you stopping by to check out this. I don't even know what it is. This was the most informal video I've ever done. So thanks for being a part of that. You guys are the best. I know it takes a second to lag, so before we head out of here. Oh, the diss track decided. Look what the cat dragged in. What's up, diss track? How you doing, buddy? Was just about to wrap this thing up. Distract and I have played a little VR lately, and with Prime actually, we need to get you on the Drop Dead video game. You guys, if you want to check out that video, it would do me a huge solid when I do get it uploaded. It's going to take a ton of time to edit, but that Drop Dead Dual Strike Edition with Holden Hardman, please check that out. We did a Beat Saber video the other day on my channel. His, of course, did fucking fantastic. Mine did not. So if you guys haven't checked that out, do me a favor and head over and give it a look-see. Thank you very much, King of the Hills 34. You guys have a good night, and until next time, be terrible.